What's going on, everybody? Sean, joined again by my son Trey. And today we got another song battle from our patron Fran, who just puts together these masterful song battles. No pressure, Fran, but we got Atmosphere by Joy Division versus Age of Consent by New Order. They're both going to be video offerings, Trey. These two bands are very closely linked, which we'll get into in the descriptions of the songs. But if the video doesn't show up, guys, if we just go away and then we come back talking about it, there'll be a Vimeo link below. You can watch the whole video, but hopefully they will not get blocked. Trey, let's kick this off. Atmosphere by Joy Division.
Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah,
because,
it's going to be a good one.
I don't think we've actually featured Joy Division on the channel, surprisingly. Both their records appeared in our album drafts.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know how that
list.
happened. It just did.
And, very little New Order up as well. So looking forward to this. So Atmosphere song was originally released March 1980 as a France-only single under the name that's German for Light and Blindness. And then,
You weren't going to try that, German.
No,
I like that.
Following the death, of course, of lead singer of Joy Division, Ian Curtis, in May 1980, this was released, Atmosphere, as a single, along with She's Lost Control, another great track. Atmosphere was the A-side for the UK release, but the B-side for the US release. It peaked at 1 in New Zealand, of all places, over a year later, in August of 81. It also reached the top of the UK indie chart in October of 80. It was re-released in 1988 to coincide with the release of the compilation record Substance, and then recharted many times there as well.
NME voted the song number 1 in its list of the 20 greatest goth tracks. Joy Division's bassist Peter Hook said he regards the song as one of the band's greatest, and it was played at Ian's funeral. He said it got voted the favorite rock song to be played at funerals, which is a very dubious honor. The other one was Robbie Williams' Angels, which was a song most likely to be played at weddings. I must admit, every time I go to a funeral and hear Atmosphere, I do wish we had written Angels without a shadow of a doubt. But then again, it's a wonderful bass riff. The song was written in 2 halves, with the bass written alone. Then Bernard did the keyboards afterwards, so we had 2 songs. The brainwave of putting them together was absolutely amazing. It's a very moving and very melancholic, which Ian capitalized on with the vocal line and the lyrics. So it's a very simple, evocative bass riff. I've been very lucky, I have to say, for a bass player. I was encouraged by Ian Curtis. I would have to give him the accolade for that. It was always him that would encourage me to try and get a hooky bass line. I suppose it's hooky by name and hooky by nature. So Peter Hook, of course, said this. So very much looking forward to this one.
Oh, definitely, man. So, yeah, we will pull up the official video right here and just enjoy that, give our thoughts, and then move on to Age of Consent by New Order. Definitely fucking the dark atmosphere.
Yeah.
Keyboards and drums meshing really beautifully together.
Of self-hate confronts sadness. on air. Hunting by the rivers, through the streets, every corner. Abandoned too soon. Set down with due care. Don't walk away in silence. Don't walk away.
Atmosphere, Joy Division, bringing the heat, man, on this one, Dad. I guess we can start off talking about the video itself. I think a really great job by the band making these images that really reflect the melancholic and dark nature of the tune, and a good way to kind of honor Ian as well.
Yeah, I mean, we read at the start, it was released after he died, but it didn't hit me when we were watching the video until it started. Probably 15 seconds in, there's a picture of Ian, and I'm like, wait a minute, like they put this, they never got around to shooting the video before he passed away, before he took his life, so he wasn't in it. And then they built these, it's somewhat strange at times, obviously the video was, but then they're carrying pictures of him, and it became that much more powerful as it was going on, man, just with the visions of Ian. So
well, and then you had the contrast of the people in like kind of the white and black, attire. And I know Fran's a big cinephile, man. It kind of reminded me of the 1957 movie The Seventh Seal, one of the more acclaimed movies from Bergman. And maybe Fran and like two other people get that in here. But
well, Trey, I got to tell you, I'm not as worldly as you or Fran. So when I saw the guy in the white hood, man, in America, that means something else. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here, man?
But yeah, man, I mean, I really thought the build of the song, the drum beat was gorgeous with the, it's, I think one of the appeals of Joy Division is just the gorgeous nature of, the bass line, the synthesizer in there and the drums. And then
because none of it's overdone.
No, and then though you have Ian come in with a very, baritone and, very morose lyrics as you kind of dive into them. So you kind of have the pretty nature of the instrumentation with
him. And, I don't know that I want this played at my funeral.
Ooh, it's a heavy one, man.
Walk in silence. Don't walk away in silence. See the danger, always danger. Endless talking, life rebuilding. Don't walk away. Your condition, my illusion, worn like a mask of self-hate, confronts and then dies. Don't walk away. Those are the first two verses along with it.
Ooh, yeah, that whole refrain of that, don't walk away in silence. And, man, Ian Curtis's, stories always kind of resonated with me a little bit. We both live with chronic, conditions. He had very severe epilepsy and, I know would go into, sometimes seizures on stage with the lights and this and that. And, right before they were about to come over for their first U.S. gig, which who knows the popularity that would have brought, Unknown Pleasures rocking, he took his life, he had a young daughter at the same time. So, on the outside looking in, you're like, how in the world could he have done this? But, whenever you're in that state, and kind of going down that road, man,
whenever you live
tough.
in that chronic illness day after day and it's unrelenting, we both can attest to that. We don't have epilepsy. We got other stuff going on. And so I don't know if I'd want this played at my funeral, though. It's a very...
Well, that then you mentioned it right as the video ended before we went into it, like, very, very interesting having, the song you did played at your own funeral.
Your funeral,
so close, too, after when
man.
It was done. So,
and I bet putting this video together for you get him kudos, and I bet it was really, really emotional and tough, man.
Oh, man, yeah, that's...
to do that.
A very stirring, great atmospheric song.
Yeah, that
so
song
to
was
speak.
great. I didn't know that song at all, so I mean,
no,
it's going to be
so-
hard for this next one to beat it for me.
Well, we got Age of Consent by New Order from the Power, Corruption, and Lies record in 1983. If you don't know, New Order are the band that formed in 1980 by, vocalist and guitarist Bernard Sumner and bassist Peter Hook and drummer Stephen Morris of course, Joy Division fame. They were formed after Ian Curtis's death.
New Order's integration of post-punk with electronic and dance music made them one of the most acclaimed and influential bands of the 1980s. They were the flagship band for Manchester-based independent record label Factory Records and its nightclub, the Hacienda. Peter Hook, once again, I found a quote from him on the first song, so I thought I had to on the second one. He said, "My favorite New Order bass riff, and this is interesting, I suppose you'd have to say my favorite is Age of Consent, because to a bass player, it was such a gift. The song is led by the bass, and it's very melodic." So, some similarities there.
No, and this performance coming from BBC Radio 1. It looks like this is from 1984, this performance, man. So yet again, pull it up and enjoy.
Looks like we're about to just hang out outside.
I was going to say, man, this is the get up I can get behind.
Please let me go. These words lay inside, they hurt me so. And I'm not the kind of tell you just what you want me to. I'm not the kind of to tell you just what you want me to. Saw you this morning, I thought that you might like to know. I received your message a few days ago.
That bass riff is infectious, man.
I understood every word that it said. Now that I've actually heard it, you're going to regret. I'm not the kind that needs to tell you just what you want me to. I'm not the kind that needs to tell you just what you want me to. Do you find this happens all the time? Kiss your point one day becomes a crime. I'm not the kind that needs to tell you just what you want me to. I'm not the kind that needs to tell you just what you want me to.
having to work on this one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Age of Consent, New Order, 84, BBC Studio, right there, man. Just starting off, shout out Stephen Morris, man. He, the drummer, had to really keep pace there. And then you had Bernard, of course, having to pull double duty on, rocking out on the guitar,
getting the guitar going.
But my man Peter Hook was just looking all, he was just repping the tank, just vibing with the
Yeah,
bass.
and that's kind of the common denominator partly between the two songs is the bass lead, and also just obviously one band's an incarnation of the other. As far as lyrically, won't you please let me go? These words lie inside, they hurt me so. And I'm not the kind that likes to tell you just what I want to do. I'm not the kind that needs to tell you just what you want me to. So, he's telling her kind of how it is.
No, man. And, yet again, just kind of that dissonance between the instrumentation, which I think New Order has aged so well. As we are looking back in time, 40 years or so, compared to a lot of other synth-led 80s stuff, so to speak. I think maybe because it is Peter Hook, it's like that bass riff was just so infectious, and Steven's drum beat, just kind of that rhythm's laid down. So then whenever those keyboards come in, it I don't know, it doesn't just kind of have the cheese factor.
No, yeah, exactly. They're a little dressing off to the side, whereas a lot of the bands, I'd never heard New Order till the last couple years. Even though I was a music freak, like this was not played on top 40 radio in America.
Here in the States.
But the kind of stuff you're describing is the stuff I hear now and go, man, I don't want to hear that anymore.
No,
That stuff. But this stands the test of time. It's a great point.
Well, and yet again, and at the end when Bernard's just, kind of shouting out, lost you, I've lost you, definitely kind of keeps a bit of that, not as heartbreaking as Atmosphere, of course, but definitely it has a bit of that heartbreak in there, and it was cool to really see them all do it in studio, so to speak, man. So shout out to New Order there. But Dad, that'll bring us now to the winner of this battle: Age of Consent, New Order, or Atmosphere, Joy Division. Who you got?
For me, it's not even close, and I think it's just the power of Atmosphere by Joy Division. It's just the video added to the power of it, and just the situation, and just Ian's haunting lyrics, and I thought the New Order song was good, but this, I think maybe I was just already so enthralled with that song. So it's definitely going to be Atmosphere by Joy Division. What about you?
No, man, I think Age of Consent's one that you throw on, and it had such a danceable rhythm to it. Really, really melodic, easy on the ears, man. Great lyrics to boot, but Atmosphere is just a tier above, man. Just with the heavy hitting nature, just as you mentioned, and the video, the images there, just kind of had that brooding nature. And just great track and great battle from Fran, the man here. Let us know which of these you have coming out on top, and be sure to give Fran some love for suggesting it today, man. And if you'd like to support us in any way, or maybe suggest a own song reaction or battle, you can check out our Patreon page, which will be linked below, as well as at the end screen. But Dad, I guess that'll do it from us today. And until next time, thanks for watching, happy listening, and we will see you.